Hello everyone, my name is Andersil and today we'll be playing as the Netherlands. Regular Iron Man historical focuses, let's go! Now today's video is inspired by Bubbleszest, a fellow YouTuber who this week published a video where he flipped Netherlands communist and later proceeded to form the European Union with them. I must admit I was ticked off a little because he used some tricks and actually did a pretty good game, and I thought to myself, wait a second, I'm Dutch, why does he get to do this first? Well, all things aside, it was a very nice idea what he did, and I'll show it to you later, and you can watch it in his own video, I'll link it. But one thing he did was use Order 66 to take out the Axis. And I don't like Order 66, so I said to myself, well, my playstyle is vastly different than from Bubbles. It's okay if I just do the same thing, but differently, and I will do the same thing he did, but without Order 66. So I will go down the focus tree, flip Netherlands Communist, take out the Benelux, take out the Allies, then take out the Axis, flip back to democracy and form the European Union. So let's go. Let's first flip to communism. That involves the focus tree here. We'll have to go form a new government, maintain trade neutrality, and then go through this path. So let's just start there. Industry-wise, we'll start with the basics. Not going to do too much fancy stuff here. We'll start with one civilian factory and expand it to mills after that. The factories we have will be put on support equipment and artillery, and the rest on guns. More will be added, and I'll need to invent trucks at some point and anti-air, I guess. We'll put that on top first for the next factory. Ship-wise, we're going for the submarines. We are going to need a fleet. We need some more of this beautiful steel. Now we'll click this one neighbor and get it from Belgium. Every steel we get offers a factory to Belgium. That means they will get slightly stronger. We'll conquer them later and we'll have those extra factories. We have some divisions here. Usually I would use a lot of colonial manpower for the Netherlands, but I'm going to go legit down the focus tree here, and that will mean decolonization. Freedom for my colonies. Well, as a Dutch person, I can't oppose that, right? Let's just train these divisions to level 3. We'll get some more later once we have manpower. 5 speed. Let's go. I'll also set all of my fleets to naval exercise indefinitely. Bubbles already showed it in this video, and I think I did it before as well. You can get the entire naval doctrine tree just by getting loads and loads of experience here. Form new government is done, and we'll do Gateway to Europe. Gateway to Europe is done, and we'll abandon the gold standard. We now need to get both of these to 50 points, so I'll just keep clicking, clicking, and clicking. We'll use this political power we have now to go to free trade. Don't forget to take naval reform for extra naval experience gain. Construction 1 is done. Always take that detour towards trucks. Abandon the gold standard is done, and we're not done yet with our trade decisions. We have some stuff to do here, so we'll go for overturn military budget cuts. Sadly, we will not be going for a fast construction expansion. We'll have to do that later. We're also out of manpower. It's probably not good for my submarine production, so we'll just delete these guys and get them back later. Well, both the British and the Germans are on 50 trade influence, so once this focus is done, we can go for trade neutrality. Here we are. Let's go. Maintaining trade neutrality is done, and we'll go for Legacy of the Zeven Provinciën Mutiny. Trucks are done. Continue with tools and get trucks in here. I'll be using motorized in this run, so let's get some efficiency going. Motorized infantry and eventually an air force. That's the setup for today. I want to do tanks Netherlands, but I'll save that for the remake of my European Union run. That should be awesome. Legacy of the Zeven Provinciën is done. And we'll go for prepare the inundation lines to prepare for war on pacifism. You can now also spend some political power on Saul de Groot, the communist revolutionary, for more communism. It's important you do that before the election of April 1937. That gets us a 10% free communism support. We can also ban fascism to get rid of that 4% here, and that's probably for the best. Inundation lines are done. We need more world tension to proceed down this tree. We'll get those cheaper doctrines down here and some extra dockyards. We also have 20 command power, so I'll get the infantry expert. Here he is. Here's the communist election event, rather reform the revolution, 10% communism support. That means we are now at 32%. I advise you to also get the Fokker D11. Naval expansion is prepared. Let's check. We cannot go to protect against the Germans. So we'll go for Cornerstone of Colonial Defense. Cornerstone of Colonial Defense is done and we'll protect against Britain. We are now at 40%, which means we can open political discourse, discredit government, and hold the national referendum. This is also a good time to get rid of Mr. de Groot here. He has done enough. We still got ticking communism support from Legacy of the Zeven Provinciën, and that will take 3 more years to get rid of. Protect against Britain is done. We can't go for war on pacifism yet, we need ever more world tension. We could generate that ourselves with justification, we are communist after all, but let's just go down the focus tree and we have enough to do. I'm going to wait with decolonization as long as possible. I'll just get rid of the Queen first. Both of these things, of course, pain me greatly. Pretty soon we'll have to deal with our own manpower, so we'll go to a limited conscription now that we can. Red is new, orange is done, and we'll decolonize. Decolonization is done. There is also the Anschluss of Austria that creates enough world tension to go for war on pacifism. Long overdue. War on pacifism requires quite a bit of political power, so we can't spend too much of this, and it will get us war support, so I'm just going to wait for war economy. I am going to get the naval theorist and then see how many of these I can get. 1, 2, 3, 4. These will we'll get there. We also got gifted a few Knul divisions. That was the Koloniaal Nederlands-Indische Leger. Not the nicest of people, but they had to do what they had to do. We'll put them on the border with Belgium. And, well, it's exact same crappy template. We'll just train about 16 more of them, so I just have to edit only one template. War on pacifism is done. We're pretty much done with the treaty here. We need Bastion of True Communism to bring socialism south later. So we'll just do this one now. And very important, we'll go down here and click anti-pacifist propaganda. Be sure to keep clicking this as soon as it's available. You can't really avoid too many delays here. Bastion of True Communism is done. It's probably best to just put your command points into Van Winkelman right away. Yeah, we'll do this one first. Get the right field marshal out there. Appoint new Supreme Commander is done. We'll ignore the rest for now and go for continued public works. And go down to industry focus. The Knul division can be upgraded. Let's see, can we add an artillery to it? Well, yes we can. We can also add support artillery and support anti-air. We'll be able to do cavalry recon, sure, and even engineers later on. And of course we'll need to re-exercise. Continue with anti-pacifist propaganda. We're almost done here. Continue the public works is done. We'll finish the North Oostpolder and the Maas Tunnel. The Maas Tunnel is done. We have 40 days of anti-fascist propaganda. I would really like to go to war economy soon, so I'll just hold off on taking focus right now until the propaganda has run its course. Anti-pacifist propaganda is done, and we'll immediately go for bring socialism south. 150 pp, and war economy it is. Bring socialism south is done. That gives us wargoals against Belgium. And Luxembourg, just declare immediately to avoid any chance of guarantees here, and declare on both of them at once. At some point we'll need the war goal against France. That's over here, preempt Western intervention, and we need that to sign a non-aggression pact with the Germans, to be in the same war with them, and we need to be quite quick about it. At the moment the Molotov-Ribbentrop is signed, so we'll just take this one now, so we'll be ready for it. Just at a battle line to go, and here we go. That's Belgium gone. Take all states and proceed to march onto Luxembourg. And we can now repudiate the Treaty of London, making it all the Benelux socialist state. We also have more than enough guns. I mean, more than enough guns. Really just don't need all of that. And in terms of factories, all this is core territory, so now we have loads of factories. Set something up on fighters, close air support, even trucks. Well, no, those are no longer needed. Some more artillery is apparently needed. Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact is already signed. I'll just need to continue down the focus tree. I'll also prepare my troops here to invade France. We'll do that for the Germans, of course, with no self-interest involved. Also starting to deploy my motorized here and exercise them. Let's train about 30 of these guys. They'll be guarding my ports at first, but I'll transition them into actually good units. Enemies on all fronts is done, and we'll preempt Western intervention. It's going to be tight. Poland refuses to give up Danzig, and it's war, and we're being justified on. It's going to be close. German pressure towards the Benelux. Well, they usually don't declare until Poland is gone. We have the war goal against France now, so just even of tolerance. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds what we want to be. Let's declare war on France. And engage. We're getting naval invaded. That was to be expected. Didn't expect it in Belgium though, as you can see. Here we are. Germany invites us to the Axis. We'll just accept that. It's our ticket to staying alive. Slowly wiping out the British here. Every British we kill in the naval invasion, that will not be on the mainland. I mean the home islands. Free France has capitulated to us. This is a very good result. Benelux state is supreme. Here's my justification done for Spain. Let's go. Declare war, and we're off. War participation is pretty trash. I want to get that at least up above the Italians. If we're lucky in the British home isles, we'll get there, but there's no guarantees of that. I do micro a bit here, but I don't mind using the battle lines. They do give me more casualties, but that also means more war participation. Yes, that is something I do hope Paradox will improve in the next patch. Closing in on the capitulation of Spain. And that's nationalist Spain. Just need to clean up some pockets of Dominion troops. And our naval invasion is off. I'll use the exploit to also launch my motorized divisions. And here we go. And that's Cardiff. Send in the reinforcements. We have Bristol as well. Might be able to encircle this British tanks. Yes, we can. Immediately destroy. And London is encircled and empty. We have topped the Germans in terms of war participation. We'll see if we can get a bit more out of this, but we don't have much more time. Japan will go after the Philippines soon enough, and then the USA will join this lovely conflict. And the Germans have taken London. Well, alright. And here we are. Well, that was too long to record for you all. I took quite a bit. I puppeted Canada, the United Kingdom, which is largely intact, a large part of France, including most of their colonial holdings. I took some South Africa. I puppeted New Zealand, Malaya, the Dutch Raj. Republic of Indonesia is still out there. This is part of France now. So I'm, well, not all powerful yet, but I'm getting there. Right, let's position our troops on the United States borders. We need more troops to actually pull this off. Alright, it's a bit of a rushed setup for the United States, but I'm feeling confident. It's of course only in the United States in 1940-41. All my generals have green bubbles except these guys. It's all colonial troops with almost no supply or equipment. These are Raj troops even. Let's just go. Declare war on the United States, call in Dutch Canada, and let's go. This is going fairly well. Lots of troops cut off. It's slightly difficult to actually kill them because, well, they're still quite strong. And here's my cue for my next move. The Soviet Union is under attack. They are traitors to the communist cause, of course, but eventually I will have to help them. Small updates. Yes, I am winning, mostly by encircling and destroying American troops. They're relatively weak in 1940, but well, they're not that weak. Really need to pay attention in how you do this. If you just push back the troops that you encounter, you're gonna have a hard time. The Zuiderzee works are done. Japan declared war on the Philippines. Well, that just means a little mess in the peace deal. And here we are. We have by far the most war score. We will puppet the United States, of course. The Communist States of America. Alright, time to prepare ourselves for the big push in here. The Germans are steamrolling the Soviets, I think. So it's time to attack the other side. It's not going to be easy. I only have 2 armies of decent troops, I think, and some colonials which are half trained. This is the primary angle to attack Germany, and I'll probably get about this far until the Germans start reinforcing. The Italians will pile up on the French border, but I simply will not call in the French. There's just too many borders for them to guard. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to call in the Brits. Maybe they'll do some naval invasions. That would be nice. Now my troops are here, so I'm leaving the Axis. I'm going to justify a wargoal on Hungary to avoid the tripartite pact. That's 125 days. But we're already at war here by Japan. That means I don't have to care about the tripartite pacts. I can just justify on Germany and catch them by surprise. And the Germans declare war on us. We can now join the Comintern. I absolutely see no reason to do that. We'll have to betray the Soviets at some point anyway. We got our first encirclement here. Well, we have liberated Denmark. Under communist rule, of course. This is always a happy moment. Logistics wizard for the field marshal. He's only level 3. But we have captured Berlin, and that's always a good thing, of course. Well, Stettin is encircled, but it's a lot of troops here. Should be able to take these. Right, the offensive seems to be stalling a bit. Germany is only halfway through capitulation, and it will just be a matter of concentrating attacks on certain points and getting encirclements. The defense doesn't seem that strong. We should be able to do that. Ah, I encircled Danzig. We cut off Maginot, France. 91%. I really probably should get to Vienna. There's not much to be had elsewhere. That's 99. So close. So sad. Ah, we got it. And that's the German Reich. Soviets are suddenly out of a job. Well, they can take care of Romania, I guess. I'll take care of Italy then. For some reason, the Italians are moving in this direction. Slovakia, small potatoes, but still they had to go. Rome has fallen. Sadly, as the Netherlands, you don't earn any pop-ups. And here we are. Well, the border corps is insane, but I have what I need. Technically speaking, to form the European Union, I just have to use the Bubbleszest trick with justifications. I probably have to finish my war with Japan first, and then integrate all this stuff and flip democratic. Yeah, let's do that. It's going to take a few hours. Let's first handle Japan. Well, our naval invasion is launching, but no barest minimum, but it will do. There we go. Let's slow down. We are immediately managed to get a port. Now, one of the things we need to do to get rid of our communism support is to expire some wargoals. Go for something that's easy. Certainly, usually not Turkey, but it's 125 days. That'll do. And we have taken Japan. World's probably going to stay at peace, so it's just a matter of forming the European Union. Well, it's been, what, 2-3 years since I left you? But here we are. Many justifications later, we are almost completely democratic. Let's go. We need a referendum. We are now back to democracy. We'll stay within democracy. We got our old pal Dirk Jan back, and well, we can realize European unity because I got all the stuff. And here we are, the European Union, formed by democratic Netherlands, but gathered all together by communist Netherlands. And we are a powerful European Union. I could have conquered the world, I guess, but I was bored and did something else while waiting for this. But it's really, really very strong right now. Once again, all thanks to Bubbleszest, who came up with this neat little trick to flip back to democracy. But unlike Bubbleszest, I actually conquered the Axis and didn't order 66 men. That was the challenge I set for myself, and I pretty much achieved it today. Well, thanks for watching, hope you learned something today. And be sure to like, comment and subscribe for this video channel. Thanks for watching, bye bye.